Have you ever found yourself doing everything except the one thing you need to get done? Maybe you suddenly feel the need to deep clean your desk, scroll endlessly through social media, or even watch videos about productivity, just like this one. If that sounds familiar, congratulations, you've experienced procrastination. And you're definitely not alone. We all do it. Even the most successful people on the planet procrastinate. The big question is, why? Why do we avoid things we know are important? Why do we sabotage ourselves, even when we genuinely want to succeed? The answer lies in psychology. Procrastination isn't just poor time management. It's not just laziness. It's a complex mix of emotions, habits, and brain wiring. In this video, we're going to explore the psychology behind procrastination, what's really going on in our minds when we delay tasks, and, most importantly, how to stop. You'll walk away with practical strategies that actually work, backed by science. So let's get into it. First things first, what is procrastination? At its core, procrastination is the act of delaying something we intended to do, even when we know that delay might make things worse in the long run. But here's the key, it's not always about being lazy. Procrastination often happens when we feel overwhelmed, uncertain, anxious, or even bored. It's emotional, not logical. Psychologists call this task aversion. Basically, we avoid tasks that trigger negative emotions. That could be fear of failure, fear of judgment, perfectionism, or just the dread of how boring or difficult a task seems. Think about the last time you procrastinated. Were you avoiding something emotionally uncomfortable? Chances are, the answer is yes. And here's where it gets interesting, your brain plays a major role in this. There's a constant tug of war going on in your head. On one side, we have the prefrontal cortex, the rational, logical part of your brain that handles decision-making, long-term planning, and self-control. On the other side, there's the limbic system, which deals with emotions and instincts, especially the desire for immediate pleasure. When you procrastinate, the limbic system is usually winning. It wants to avoid discomfort and seek instant gratification. That's why we reach for our phones instead of writing that paper, or start a Netflix binge when we know we should be working. There's also something called temporal discounting, a fancy term for how we value short-term rewards more than long-term ones. Even if your future self will benefit from finishing that report, your present self would rather feel good right now. That "feel good now" mindset is incredibly powerful. And it often overrides your logical intentions. So even when you want to do the right thing, your brain convinces you to delay. So what are the real-life consequences of procrastination? Besides the obvious, like missing deadlines or rushing through work at the last minute, procrastination actually takes a toll on your mental and physical health. Chronic procrastinators experience higher levels of stress, anxiety, and guilt. They often feel overwhelmed, disorganized, and even ashamed. And ironically, the more stressed you feel, the more likely you are to keep procrastinating. It becomes a vicious cycle. Studies show that up to 95% of college students procrastinate. But it's not just a student problem. Professionals, parents, creatives, everyone does it. In fact, research links procrastination to sleep problems, weakened immune systems, and lower overall life satisfaction. But here's the good news, procrastination isn't a fixed trait. It's not something you're stuck with forever. With a few mindset shifts and practical tools, you can retrain your brain to take action, even when you don't feel like it. Let's go over some strategies that actually work. Strategy number 1, the 5-minute rule. This is a psychological trick that works wonders. Tell yourself you only have to do the task for 5 minutes. That's it. More often than not, once you get started, you'll keep going. The hardest part of any task is the beginning. Starting removes the mental resistance that keeps us stuck. Strategy number 2, break tasks into tiny pieces. Big tasks are scary. When you write down, finish research paper, or start business plan, it feels overwhelming. So break that down into micro steps. Instead of write report, make your first step, open a new document. Then, write one sentence. Tiny steps make the task feel doable, and momentum builds quickly. Strategy number 3, use the Pomodoro technique. This technique is simple but powerful. Work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. After 4 sessions, take a longer break. Why does this work? Because it turns time into a game. You're not committing to endless hours of work, you're committing to just 25 minutes. It also prevents burnout and keeps your focus sharp. Strategy number 4, try temptation bundling. This one comes from behavioral scientist Katie Milkman. Pair something you should do with something you want to do. For example, only watch your favorite show while folding laundry. Or only listen to your favorite podcast when going for a run. This makes tasks more enjoyable, which helps override procrastination. Strategy number 5, make progress visible. The brain loves visible progress. That's why to-do lists, progress bars, and habit trackers are so motivating. Each time you check something off, you get a little dopamine boost. That positive reinforcement makes you more likely to keep going. Try using a whiteboard, a journal, or a digital app, whatever helps you see your success build over time. Strategy number 6, understand your triggers. Ask yourself, what kind of tasks do I procrastinate on the most? Is it writing? Cleaning? Making phone calls? What emotion do those tasks bring up? Fear, boredom, uncertainty? Once you're aware of your triggers, you can start managing them with specific tools. For example, if perfectionism is holding you back, try writing a messy first draft with zero pressure. Remind yourself, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to exist. Strategy number 7, reframe the task. How you think about a task affects how you feel about it. Instead of saying, I have to do this, say, I choose to do this. Instead of, this is going to be so hard, say, this is a challenge I can grow from. Language matters. Changing your internal dialogue reduces resistance. Strategy number 8, create an environment for action. Your environment can either fuel procrastination or reduce it. If your phone is next to you, buzzing with notifications, it's easy to get distracted. If your desk is cluttered, your brain might feel scattered too. Try designing a workspace that's clean, quiet, and focused. Use tools like website blockers or minimalist timers to help you stay in the zone. Strategy number 9, set implementation intentions. This means creating specific plans like, I'll write for 30 minutes at 10 a.m. at my desk. The more detailed the plan, the more likely you are to follow through. Don't just say, I'll do it later. Say when, where, and how. This small shift can significantly increase your follow-through rate. Strategy number 10, be kind to yourself. This might be the most important tip. Procrastination often comes with guilt and self-criticism. But beating yourself up only makes it worse. Practice self-compassion. Acknowledge the struggle without judgment. Remind yourself that this is something everyone goes through, and you're taking steps to improve. So let's recap. Procrastination isn't laziness. It's your brain trying to avoid discomfort by choosing short-term relief over long-term gain. But with tools like the 5-minute rule, breaking tasks down, using Pomodoro sessions, bundling tasks, and changing your environment, you can outsmart procrastination. The trick is to stop waiting for motivation. Take action first, and motivation will often follow. Now it's your turn. What's one task you've been putting off that you could take action on today? Just one small step, nothing huge. Drop it in the comments. And if this video helped you understand your brain a little better, give it a like, share it with a fellow procrastinator, and hit subscribe for more videos on psychology, mindset, and personal growth. Thanks for watching, and remember, action beats perfection, every time.